of History. My name is Lee Pileski, President of the Resurrection Bay Historical Society. This bit of history is about Al Chamberlain. When going north on 2nd Avenue past Van Buren, you will notice that all of a sudden you're on Chamberlain Road. The same if you are going south on Dairy Hill Lane. Chamberlain Road starts shortly after you go across 2nd and Van Buren and go to the road that went up to the old Seward Dairy. It passes over Chamberlain Hill, and both road and hill are named after Erfurt E. Al Chamberlain. Al Chamberlain was born in Berlin, Wisconsin on July 2, 1863. After graduation from high school, he worked as a newspaper reporter in Nebraska until 1888. Then went into real estate in Washington. In 1897, he joined the Klondike Gold Rush. He landed in Skagway in September and started a freighting business on the White Pass Trail with 20 pack horses. He sold out in December and became an agent for the Chilkoot Tramway Company. In June 1898, he went to the Klondike Goldfields, and then a couple of years later moved on to the Nome Goldfields. While he was mining in the Nome area, he acquired his famous lead dog Blossom, named for Kate Blossom on Kotzebue Sound. In 1908, he ran his dog team led by Blossom from Nome to Seward. Here he built a home on what is now called Chamberlain Hill, overlooking the lagoon. Over the years, Chamberlain used his dog team to carry construction materials for the Alaska Central and Alaska Northern Railways and for the Alaska Engineering Commission during the construction of the Alaska Railroad. He carried supplies and equipment to various mines on the Kenai. In 1911, for example, in 5 days he carried 3 tons of supplies by dog team to the Kenai Mining and Milling Company on Cooper Creek. He also carried mail and passengers to Hope, Sunrise, Kenai, and Iditarod. In 1914, he bid on the contract to carry mail between Seward and Iditarod, but lost out to Harry Revell. Chamberlain ran a working dog team, but he did enter one race, the first sled dog race in Seward, on February 2nd, 1913. The race was from the Brown and Hawkins store on 4th Avenue to mile 7 and back. There were 5 teams in the race. Al Chamberlain came in second. Al Taylor's team beat him by 2 minutes. Chamberlain had become interested in subarctic agriculture while living in the Nome area. In Seward, he had a large garden on Chamberlain Hill, growing a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and flowers. The June 1, 1925 Seward Gateway reported that last fall Mr. Chamberlain received a shipment of bulbs from Holland, which he set out as soon as received. The shipment comprised 125 each of Japanese, Siberian, and German iris, 400 tulips, 125 daffodils, 125 crocus, and 40 peony roots. The bulbs were received late and were planted in soil, frozen 2 inches deep at the time. They wintered excellently, and not a bulb was lost. The tulips will be in bloom sometime this month, the others later in the year. Mr. Chamberlain never sold any of his produce, but gave it away to residents and tourists alike. Al Chamberlain served on the Seward City Council from 1913 to 1970, and was mayor of Seward from 1919 to 1920. From 1921 to 1925, he served in the Territorial Senate. And if all that was not enough to keep him busy, he was a licensed first-class guide on the Kenai Peninsula. In 1923, during President Harding's visit to Seward, he took then Secretary of Commerce Herbert Hoover on a fishing trip on Resurrection Bay. July 19, 1923, Seward Daily Gateway said they returned with 50 pounds of sea bass and some silver salmon, and Secretary Hoover was delighted with his catch. One story, perhaps apocryphal, that is told about Chamberlain and Blossom, in various forms and with no specific date, was that during a trip from Seward to Iditarod, the team was overtaken near Moose Pass by a train going north. Blossom led the team in a race against the train and lost. Chamberlain comforted Blossom, saying that They had to face the fact the railroad was here to stay and things would never be the same again. Al Chamberlain died May 27, 1948, and was buried in the Seward Cemetery. Thank you for listening to this bit of history. To learn more about Seward's interesting past, visit the Seward Museum, which is now open Saturday and Sundays, 1 to 5 p.m.